The wait is over. The Xiaomi 15 just landed on my review table, released on the 29th of October, one of the very first phones with the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite, built on a 3nm process. A lot is like the previous year Xiaomi 14, some things are new, and in this video we're gonna try to find out how cool is the Xiaomi 15 first glance. And also I'm gonna be switching to this device for my main device. Today is the 12th of November, and as you can see, I only have 24% of battery left in my S24 Ultra, so I'm gonna be more than happy to try to be surprised finally by a phone that can really last a whole day with the 5400 mAh of a battery, 90 watts charging, and a lot of other cool stuff. But let's unbox this baby and first take a look at the design. Wow, that's a thick box, guys, and also heavy. Please open me carefully. We do have Xiaomi 15 on the left side, Xiaomi 15 on the right side, and here, voila, we have the main star of the show, Xiaomi 15 co-engineered with Leica, powered by Hyper OS. We have the Mi logo here. So now, for the very first time on my channel, Snapdragon Elite device, Xiaomi 15 with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Alright. Okay. Trading Zenshen, those are the guys from which I bought the device, pre-checked by our service. This includes the packaging has been opened and the device has been tested for more than 10 points. Google Play Store was installed if not available. All our devices are brand new. Now, by the way, this is a China version. Okay, let's start with the first thing here, the standard SIM card needle. We have also, of course, a book, and there is also a case. Xiaomi, designed by Xiaomi. Yeah, no fingerprint so far. Looking good, but let's continue to the main star. This thing here is the main star. Let's pop it out. 90 watts wired charging that supports PD30. It's quick charging 3+. It does also support 50 watts wireless and 10 watts reverse wireless. We do have also the standard cable, and if you want to use this in Europe, yep, you have to use an adapter like this, also kindly provided by Trading Zenshen. And now back to the main star. Oh wow. Yes, this is the Xiaomi 15. On the first glance, it has almost like this iPhone feeling just because of the frame, but when you put it on the back, you notice, no, it's not an iPhone. And something important, in case you didn't notice, this phone is 6.36 inches. Again, a small Android phone. How cool is that? On the front, we do have a 32 megapixel camera with an aperture of 22mm wide, and also able to shoot 4K at 30 and 60. This is something that I'm gonna test. On the right side, we have the volume rocker. Okay, we have the power button. By the way, this feels so nice in the hand, just simply because it's not a very big, enormous phone. On the left side, absolutely nothing. We just have some stripes here. Looks, by the way, quite nice and also feels premium. On the back, we do have the camera setup with the infrared port and other important sensors integrated here. Also the flash. Here, nothing, absolutely clean and plain. And down on the back, guys, we do have the speaker grill, the USB-C Type 3.2. You can also use this on the go if you want. And of course also the slot for the SIM card. And the speakers, guys. We do have the front speaker here and the bottom speaker here. This really feels like a device made to be used with one hand. And now let's try to weigh it. All right, 196 grams without a case. Let me know what you think down below, but I think it's been a while since I used a phone of that size. And now, without any further ado, I'm gonna hit the power button and let's start it for the first time. Voila! This is the Xiaomi 15, and now it's time for me to remove my SIM from the S24 Ultra and insert it here. Very important, when you do this, don't poke here, because apparently there's a mic. Usually, even if you do so, the mic should be intact. Make sure to just get the right hole. I'm now ejecting the SIM card slot. Alright, we do have a rubber sealing here, and that's important because the phone supports IP68 dust and water resistant, which means you can dive in up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, but okay, don't do this. Now let's put a SIM card. SIM card is now in. Let's try to see 5G directly. And this is so cool, by the way, because this phone now has so many bands. Hopefully it should work very nice in Europe. Most probably not getting all the 5G bands, but check here guys, I have 5G and also 8G calling, which means that VoLTE works by default. If there are some questions, can I buy a device out of China? Am I gonna get 5G and voice over LTE or Wi-Fi? Yes, you are going to get that. As it became clear, this phone has been opened by the guys at Trading Genshin, so I do have Play Store, but also some other things like DRM Info and Safety Net Check. Let's open the DRM Info. This is the Xiaomi 15, the code name, hardware from Qualcomm, and you can clearly see that it does have the Widevine CDM L1 certification, supported refresh rate, 24, 30, 40, 60, 90, 120, supported HDR types, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and also HLG. Now let's start the safety net test to see if the device will pass it. That's important if you want to use some backing apps and others. No, the safety net compatibility test failed. Now let me put my account, download some apps, and let's get us started. I've also signed into my Xiaomi account, keeping up the sync and find a device. The Xiaomi 15 has been released with HyperOS 2070, and there is an update, by the way. So this phone has been released just 2 weeks ago, and there is already an update. System animations, notification spotlight animation for launching apps can be interrupted, and also the animation for minimizing apps using full screen gestures. By the way, here there is a typo. System, screen flash after opening certain games, a lock screen, and also an update for Mi Voice Assistant. As I told you, I have the 256 internal storage version with 12G, and by the way, there is something interesting. Storage optimization, UFS storage extension. You can add up another 8G of storage to this device using the UFS storage extension technology and storage optimization algorithms, which is kind of cool. The main star here is the Snapdragon 8 Elite mobile platform, 5400 mAh of a battery, and of course this screen size that is just not only small with 6.36 inches, it's also absolutely flat, and I am so happy to see this, guys. Like when I just put my finger, absolutely flat from here to here. And also take a look at that bezel, so tiny and so symmetrical. And although my device failed the safety net check, the Play Protect certification shows that the device is certified, so at least that works here. The Xiaomi 15 comes with a 6.36 inches diagonal, and the resolution is 1200 by 2670. Also, Android 15 vanilla ice cream, but I do believe that this goes without saying. The refresh rate can go up to 120 Hz. I'm using the default one, which will allow for a variable refresh rate. Also, something very important, this phone can be very bright, up to 3200 nits peak brightness, and according to Xiaomi, they can reach this in a 25% of the screen, as to Xiaomi 14 had other specification and also lower max brightness. I can't wait enough to go and test this outside with direct sunlight, but from what I see right now, it is really very bright. We do have the standard things like the automatic brightness. We can also go and define the color scheme, Original Color Pro, Vivid or Saturated, and there are also advanced settings. If you want to play with them, you can just go and set it up according to what you want to see. Also, adaptive colors to ambient light. Let's try to switch this on, and color temperature. We do also have the reading mode that will adjust colors and textures based on the apps that you use, and also based on sunrise and sunset. I'm going to use the cycle here. There are also some classical versions and also schedule. Eye health notification. Receive notification when your device detects condition that might cause eye strain. Notification and warnings. I'm going to choose notification here. Xiaomi are famous for walking the extra mile and certifying their displays to just bring you the best experience. AI image engine, We do have the super resolution that can enhance videos but can take a bit more of your battery. We have AI HDR enhancement to process video using HDR effects to bring out more. This time it's not only HDR, it's AI HDR. Funny, we see AI everywhere. And then we have the MEMC, the motion smoothness technology, light mode, dark mode, and take a look at that beautiful animations. Everything here so stunning, really. I really hope that One UI 7 someday will be also at that level. Now let's dive deep and understand why this phone is so special. Now, of course, it's using the very latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chip. It has 8 cores, big little 2 clusters, so we have 2 cores using 4.32 GHz and then 6 cores using 3.53 GHz. And guys, see here, family, it's Orion. There are some interesting things in the public domain about Orion and how Qualcomm acquired this, and then also licenses that Qualcomm has to pay to ARM and some lawsuits. But right now, this is the latest and greatest. Again, it's built on the 3nm process and it's manufactured by TSMC. And if you have been following the news, you might have seen that the United States of America issued a warning to TSMC to not power Chinese AI chips with their production. So it's going to be interesting. The clock speed, 384 MHz to 4320 MHz. And the GPU is also updated. It's the latest Adreno 830 by Qualcomm. You can see here all the specs, the Vulkan 1.3 and the OpenGL ES. When we go to the system, Android 15, the latest and greatest technology. When we go inside the screen, once again, we see that this supports almost everything. Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, ALG, and those are all the most that are supported. This is here the memory information, 12G LPDDR5X again, 256 internal storage. Now, what about the cameras, guys? This phone has a very similar camera setup as the Xiaomi 14. In fact, the only upgrade is just the telephoto camera. This is the main star, the main camera. It's the OmniVision Light Fusion 900, 50 megapixel with an aperture of 1.62, 23mm wide, autofocus, always all the good stuff. Here we do have the updated telephoto camera. It's made by Samsung S5K GN5, and because it's no Pro model, the zoom is only 2.6, but it's again a 50 megapixel camera and the aperture is not that bad with 2.0 and 60mm, also optically stabilized and autofocus. And here, guys, we do have the ultra-wide camera, once again produced by Samsung, is S5K JN1, 50 megapixels again. The aperture here is 2.2, 14mm wide, which isn't that bad at all, 115 degrees viewing angle. And here, guys, that's no camera. This is an interesting design solution because Xiaomi decided to host some sensors here. Also, of course, the infrared blaster. Well, yes, interesting design solution, but this phone doesn't have 4 cameras on the back. There are only 3. This, and this here isn't a camera. And by the way, see, the flash now has been also moved out. Those are the image formats supported by the camera: RAW sensor, JPEG, HEIC, and RAW 10, and of course also some others. And the front camera has a maximum resolution of 32 megapixels, again with an aperture of 2.0, and finally some 4K video. Now, guys, let me try to switch on the camera and show the interface. The first time you start the camera, you'll have to select the style between the Leica Vibrant for some fresh and vibrant colors, or the Leica Authentic for some more natural and realistic colors. And honestly, yeah, let's go this time with the Leica Authentic. This is the ultra-wide camera, the 1x, 2x, which is a crop from the main sensor, 2.6 is the zoom camera, and you can see here how it shifts. And then we have also 5x, that is a crop from the 2.6 optical camera. So again, ultra-wide, main camera, still the main camera, optical zoom, and then we have a 5x, and you can go maximum up to 60, not that bad at all. And now, guys, let's try to do a zoom lens cycle. Yep, between all the modes. Honestly, not that bad. I mean, we've seen worse, definitely, right? So definitely not that bad. The only thing that I don't really like so much is the fact that we have this shift, but it's kind of because where the cameras are, from the ultra-wide to the 1x to the 2.6. But honestly, the lens cycle transition just seems to be impressive. So those are the pics. This here is the front camera. You can see HDR on and off. All right, we have a lot of other settings They're gonna be saved for the full review. And now guys, let's go and see what we can do in the video. The first time you start a video camera, you get to choose between default and the master cinema, where softtones and film style color provide more possibilities. Yep, you can turn this on from here, right, or remove it from here. Let's check all the modes. We have 720, we have 1080p, we have 4K at 24, 30 and 60 FPS, and we do have also 8K at 30 FPS. So you can shoot 8K video with 30 FPS, which is actually not that bad at all. Now, let's do also a 4K 60 FPS test on the zoom lens cycle transition, so 1x. When we do 4K 60, apparently we can only use the main camera, guys, so you are not able to choose between the other cameras. Let's go and do 4K 30. So I'm just gonna start 4K 30. Can we do ultra wide? Yes, we can. Can we go to the optical camera? Yes. So with 4K 30, we are in fact able to switch between all the main cameras, and the maximum zoom level is 15. Sadly, this only works with 4K 30. Again, if you go and do 4K 60, you cannot go back to the ultra wide. But can we do 4K 60 from the ultra wide? Yes, and you can also do a 2x crop from the ultra wide. Also, what I want to check, can we shoot 4K 60 from the zoom camera? In fact, yes. Yep, you can go up to 7.8. So those are all the focal lengths. Those are the camera settings where we have smart suggestions to help you recognize the scene or scan IDs or scan QR codes. We have an auto night mode, detect low light conditions while using photo and portrait modes to improve image quality automatically. Extended depth of field, when using the telephoto lens to shoot at a close range, select extended depth of field to expand the area of the photo in focus. Ultra zoom, that is in beta, let AI improve the clarity of zoomed in images. So many new stuff, and of course AI stuff. We have the standard metering preference here, phase and average. Then we have the main camera default focal length. You can choose between 23, 28 and 35. Notify about orientation. You can also use the HEIF format for pics. It supports the Ultra HD mode. You can also choose 3 different levels of picture quality, correction of the lens distortion, additional shutter, fast shot, image stabilization, guys, and auto frame rate. So auto frame rate is also something that I do have on the S24 and S23, and I always turn it off because it reduces the frame rate for videos in low light or high temperature environments automatically. That's something that I don't want to do, sacrifice frame rates for, let's say, more info. The video codec, I guess 2, H.264 and HEVC, which is the preferred one. Also, you're able to shoot Dolby Vision. You can enable it from here. Audio settings. You have the smart noise reduction.
Always believe that.
All right, original sound.
Always believe that.
You see, so some nice things incorporated, and dimensional immersive audio, and also live in-ear monitor for which you need to connect some USB-C headphones, I guess. So many nice features, and also something that I don't think was there in the Xiaomi 14. You can now shoot 4K 60 FPS with the front camera. This isn't that bad at all. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Besides the upgraded chip and mostly the same camera hardware as last year, the processing has been changed. Of course, I need time to test it, but also HyperOS version 2, guys. Just take a look at those beautiful animations. Now, this is a definition of smoothness. And I know that Oxygen OS 15 and the ColorOS are really smooth, but most probably the HyperOS version 2 is gonna be very close, if really not at that level. There are some improvements in HyperOS version 2 besides with the blur that is applied and also some of the animations redesigned, but take a look at this level of smoothness. It is really fantastic. I cannot really say anything else but just enjoy it and probably do all day like this. Absolutely crazy. But there are some other hardware updates in the Xiaomi 15 compared to last year's Xiaomi 14. The fingerprint read scanner right now is ultrasonic, which is, I do believe, a huge improvement. I'm a big fan of ultrasonics and I rarely use any display protection because you need to know if you use something like a tempered glass, most probably it's not going to work. So you have to be very careful with this choice. And now I'm a big fan of ultrasonic scanners because they just work in the least intrusive way. So far, my impressions with the Xiaomi 15 are good. I got 5G, I got Volvi, I got voice over Wi-Fi, I got some of my stuff already running. And now it's time to see what this baby can do. Because one of the biggest star in this phone is actually the Snapdragon Elite. Yeah, let's see how much we're gonna squeeze on Geekbench 6. This is one of the best results I got on my S24 Ultra versus now the Xiaomi 15. 2870 on the single core score and a whooping 8702 at the multi-core score. Why I said that this is the highest score, you can take a look how many tests I did. So honestly, just impressive. Single core score is almost 3000 and the multi-core score is just way ahead. And now I'm also gonna start a 3D Mark test. By the way, let's try to measure some temps. 37.9. Wow, not that bad at all. 37.8. A lot of the benefits with the Snapdragon Elite are about being very powerful but also very efficient, which means not trying to burn your hands and just fall apart. Now, is this going to manifest into the reality? Specifically in this small form factor, we still need to test, but the indications so far from other people like Geekervan and others are very, very good, which means that hopefully the Snapdragon Elite should be able to give us best performance without leaving us with burn marks on our fingers. And now it's time for Wildlife Extreme. Again, I'm going to show here one of the results that I got recently with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And we're through 5745 with an average frame rate of almost 35 against 4527. And you can see this isn't that bad at all. So right now we can say that the Snapdragon Elite is going to be the real thing. But how does it stack against the latest MTK? Well, I don't know. I don't have any MTK phone, but the latest MTK chips are also very good. Now almost 40 Celsius, which isn't that bad. And it's going to be interesting to see if that little tiny sweet phone can handle 20 rounds of Wildlife Extreme stress testing and not overheat. Because remember, with Xiaomi 13 that was a problem. I do believe that with Xiaomi 14 it worked, and I really have some high expectation that it's going to work as well here in Xiaomi 15. The lock screen customization is so beautiful as introduced in the first version of HyperOS. And remember, we do have also the super wallpapers, transitioning beautifully from your lock screen to the home screen with those insane animation and also very cool graphics. Let me try to turn off my Wi-Fi so that I'm only on 5G, and I want to download the speech test by Ookla in real time and also start it. It's important to understand how much we can crank from the phone's modem, but then again, I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed. Oh, almost 700 Mbps. Crazy speed. And by the way, I am sitting right now in a hall where I don't have the best reception, but this means that 5G will deliver really as promised. So if you want to use this phone in Europe with some high speeds, it's going to work for sure. Let's briefly check the haptics and the sound. It's very important, guys. Things like vibration and haptics can really add up to the whole experience, the way we just perceive our phones. It's not on the stronger side, but I can feel it everywhere here, so I hope that the haptic motor is going to be good. Realistic touch, all right. Oh, okay. Yep, definitely good feedback from all kinds of UIs integrated into the operating system. This is very, very important. Now, what about the sound? When we go inside the sound menu, we can see that we have sound effects, and from here we are able to choose Dolby Atmos and also Xiaomi sound. Now let's stay with Dolby Atmos. We have the graphic equalizer, we have custom, rock, jazz. Let's go for electronic, and now let's try to play a tune and check the sound.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop, yo, you gotta take it slow. You can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon, and I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. The way that you make it, maybe you can fake it. gonna make it? Are you just all that? Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?
Not that bad, guys. The sound is loud and clear. I can clearly hear and identify the vocals. We do have bass and highs and also some mids. So right now there isn't a lot that I can complain about the Xiaomi 15. Again, take a look at this gorgeous design. No annoying corners that can really cut through your hand. And by the way, also on the back, right? Almost no fingerprint magnets. It really feels like a great small phone. And over the course of the next couple days and weeks, I'm gonna be using this as my daily driver and test this against the S24 Ultra, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and why not also the S23 Ultra. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like content like this, go and watch some of my other videos. Thank you so much again. Stay safe, VST over, and bye. Oh, and I forgot that I have a case. That's the case. This is the phone. Voila. Again, very small, very nice in the hand. Clean up design, Xiaomi. Thank you so much. Bye.